Hello, welcome to Greenhat-Redbeard Adventures. This video is for those of you out there who use the Grand Trunk Skeeter Beeter Pro hammock with the bug net. Now, I've used my Skeeter Beeter Pro all throughout last summer, and so far it's towards the end of June now, and I've used it a good handful of times so far. The mosquitoes out here are just insane, absolutely insane. I sprayed myself with bug spray at least 50 times so far today. And then yesterday, of course, too. So I'm taking down my hammock, but I thought I'd show you guys how I do up my bug net. I know there's a lot of people out there who's had their own issues with setting up the bug net because of the way it's set up. It's sort of like set up where there's two loops on one side, and then down towards where your feet are, there's another two loops. It's sort of like a rectangular shape. So it's like you kind of got to figure it out for yourself. It's an awkward kind of setup, but over the last year, I've done a bunch of different setups using the one ridge line to hold up the bug net itself, and then use the second ridge line above it to hold up the tarp. Personally, I find it's a bit of a waste of rope that way, so I'm trying to figure out new ways of doing it. I've used sticks going across, which I'll show you in a second, but I'll just show you right now. So this is the solution I have right now, but the one I was talking about just a moment ago is where you have the first ridge line going across, and then you tie sticks going across and holding up the loops on each side. Works, but it's not perfect. So what I've done here is I've made up a new type of solution here, so that way it holds up the bug net perfectly, and these rods that I'm using, which are let's get a more close-up look of that. So you might recognize it. If not, don't worry about it. This is a stainless steel welding wire. It's a filler rod for a TIG welding machine. I've used a similar wire stuff for baling handles on some of my cooking gear, my pots and such. And the great thing about this is that I can bend it, open it, close it, open it, close it over and over and over, and it never seems to break, no matter what I do with it. So you can use a clothes hanger for this, but unfortunately bending it, opening it, it'll tend to break. But this right here, the way I've got it designed, see this nice loop right here, so that way when this is tips down or tips up, no matter what, that loop's gonna stay on there. Same thing goes right here as well. You can see how the loop has looped around like that. So if it goes up or down, or tips up or down, it's always going to stay looped. Same with this loop down here, and same with down here as well. Some people I know use the stick, and I've used the stick going across, but I find that when you use a stick going across, sometimes the loops will actually slip right off when you're getting in and out of the hammock, especially when you're getting in and out of the hammock. So I can open this up and get in, and this like a way of doing it. It's not going to fall off. So let's give you a little close up here. The ridge line here. It's just, there's the knot right there, but see, that's basically what you're looking at right there. And it's just looped around like that, simple. I always like to have these little loops around just in case I want to put like a small like candle lantern or something like that. Just hang it right here. It doesn't get in the way of the bug net and doesn't harm the bug net. I also have another loop right here on this end here when it's tied around the tree, so that way it can tighten up the ridge line. So this is like one of many different solutions. Like originally what they show, for most people what they do is they'll tie a second line going down, loop around the tree and come back. So the loop going down will take care of that loop, and that one goes around the tree, takes care of this loop and this loop, and you tie it around this tree here. Problem with that, however, is that, for that in order to work properly, you gotta get a decent sized tree, something with some decent thickness in order for that to work properly. And, how often are you gonna get the perfect sized tree? It's hit and miss type thing, You can see the mosquitoes in the camera. Oh my Lord. It's just, mosquitoes are just terrible here. Poison ivy too. That's why I want to sleep on my hammock, because there's poison ivy absolutely everywhere. So yeah, so I want to stay up off the ground, but I also want to keep the bugs at bay. It doesn't look like it's like it looks a little sloppy. I'll give you that one. It looks a little bit sloppy, but believe me, like when you're in there, I got my pad inside there, my pillow, my wool blankets. It just like the whole bottom will have its natural like with the shape of your body, and the bug net just stays right up, and it works perfectly. It gives me perfect head space, perfect space for my legs as well. And afterwards, when I can take this thing off, which, you know what, I'll see if I can take it off right now. So I just unloop it. Give that a little close up right there. Sorry for the camera being out of focus. See what I mean? If this side is unhooked, this side here, it's not going to unhook itself unless you hook it the opposite way. So then right here, just gotta, oh, come on. Oh crap, didn't mean to do that. There we go. So now that I'm done with it, it's difficult to do this one-handed, by the way. It's not just me. See, I bend it down. There we go. So I bend it down like that. I can hook the two ends and put there, perfect, right there. Hook the two ends on this side here around each other. It stays like that. And I can just slip this into a pocket in my backpack, or just simply put an elastic band around them. Just keep it with the hammock itself. Tie them off, the looped end off to the hammock itself when it's packed up. And as you can see, the perfect. So let's stick this on the top of the car there. Let's unhook this side now. Oh, just slipped and fell on the ground. So, like I said, whoops. See, perfect example of what I'm talking about here. It's like, see how it's like one side's hooked and the other side's just fell all over? As you can see that not only is this end still hooked on, but the middle is still hooked on as well. So let's get that unhooked. It's difficult doing it one-handed. I had a little bit of practice, but not much. Oh, there we go. So let's give you a quick zoom up, a close up of that. Sorry, I gotta do this. Okay, there we go. And that's it. So when you're putting it in, you just want to simply just slip this whole thing right through the loop and just let it hook itself into place. Just put that on the ground for a second. And then there's this loop right here. That's it. Just tie that off to the ridge line. Very simple, very easy. Nothing, there's really nothing to it. Like, it's just difficult doing this one-handed is all it is. There we go. There you go. Just like that, tighten it up a little bit, give it a nice securing yank, and there you go, you're done. So that's the Skeeter Beeter Pro. Mosquitoes can't get through the bug net, of course. I've never had issues with these mosquitoes getting through the fabric on the bottom end before. But then again, I do have an insulated pad that I keep in there, I sleep on top of. And I also have my wool blankets in there and pillows. So it's, even if they do pierce through, which I've never had an issue with before, never had that kind of issue where they've managed to get me. You just, when it comes time to get in and out, you just gotta be quick. Same with when you gotta use the bathroom, you know. Some people get out to use it, some people just simply lean over to the side and just go. But either way, you just gotta be quick about it, you know. Just get in and out, just make sure you wanna zip it up closed to make sure that it's, you got your zippers on the outside. As you can see, there's zippers on the inside. I got red paracord attached to it, so that way in the dark I can be able to see them. And if the zipper is all the way down there by my feet, I can always just hook it with my toe and just zip it all the way back. But it's your choice. Anyways, so this is Greenhat-Redbeard Adventures. Take care of yourselves and stay safe, stay clear of the poison ivy, and keep on adventuring.